right, welcome back everybody. I wanted to do a quick walkthrough of exactly how to open GIS in the desktop, the remote desktop, and then also download some data into that desktop and actually bring the data into GIS all with the remote desktop. Okay, so first step, you can just Google Lobo Remote Desktop or Virtual Desktop, I guess it's called. And you can click on this first link here. So in this screen, you can go to frequently asked questions, click on that. And I think the second one down here, you can install the actual app, but I prefer just doing it on a browser so I don't have to install more software on my machine. So if you just want to open the remote desktop through a web browser, you can click on this link right here via the web. Click on that one. And then on this screen, we're going to use this link right here if you're using Windows Virtual Desktop Classic, and we'll click on that link right there. And in the beginning of the semester, you should have already gone through the request access and all of that. It should only take a few minutes, but you do have to request access, and then somebody at UNM will grant you access to this remote desktop. So you have to do that first. Once you have that access, you can come here, Lobo Virtual Desktop, click on that. And you'll have to enter your information to sign in. Okay, so now in our web browser, we now have this remote desktop that we've logged in through UNM, and we should have access to all of our different software that we need. So if we click on the Start button down here, you can see there's all kinds of different software. We're going to come down here to ArcGIS, click on that, and open ArcMap. Okay, so they have 10.8, so it's even a newer edition than the one I have on my computer. So we'll just click on ArcMap, and this will take a second to load. To get the data, we need to open a web browser within our remote desktop. So I'm going to click on Start again, and I think the one that they provide you with is Microsoft Edge. So you can come down here, open up Microsoft Edge. For the sake of this example, I'm just going to go to UNM Learn. You can go to any data repository that we talked about and download GIS data, but I'll just use the data that we've been using for class here as an example. So we'll log into UNM Learn. Go to our class, go to course information. I put the data under lectures. So we'll scroll all the way down. And here we have the data that we were using last week, the week of April 5th. So just click on that data. And it asks if I want to download it. Yes, I want to download it. I click Save As because I want to specify where I want to put this. So I'm going to put it in Documents, and I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm just going to call it Class GIS. And note, there's no spaces there, there's no special symbols. If you want to add a space, you can hold Shift and do an underscore. That will work as well, but just make sure there's no spaces, no special characters or anything like that. Okay, so we've got Class GIS. I'll open up that folder, and then I'll save our data in that folder. Remember that that is a zipped file, a zipped folder. So we're going to open that location and we're going to unzip it. Okay, so we're going to navigate to wherever we just saved that. You can see that it's zipped, so we'll right click and we'll hit extract all. I never like it when it opens a new screen, so I'll uncheck that. And we're just going to save it in exactly the same spot. You can choose wherever you want, but we'll just save it there. We'll hit extract, and now you can see that we have our compressed zipped folder here, and we've uncompressed it right there. So we can delete the compressed one. We're done with that. We don't need it anymore. Right click, delete, and now we've got our data right there. So in our remote desktop, we're going to go back to GIS. We can X out of this. We don't want to use a template. And you'll notice that when you open this at first, your catalog might be over here to the right. So you can just click on catalog, and then you can hit this pin button to pin it down so it stays open. You'll notice that we don't have any folder connections. Again, that has to be our first step. Click connect to folder. PC, documents, and I'll just go to class GIS. Okay. So now we're connected to the folder we just created. And we open that. And there's our data. So same process that we've been going through in class, but just wanted to show you how it works using this remote desktop. So again, we can click, drag, and drop, and our data gets added over here. We can open our attribute table. Everything seems to be working. Oh, another thing to note, if it does open up tables right here in the middle, it's usually best to just click on the top of it, and then you can drag it. And I always like to put it right on this arrow right here, and it will snap it over here to the side. But you can see remote desktop, everything seems to be working, so that is the process. But please let me know if you have any issues.